Now, after Brexit, Britain will be looking to secure a range of trade deals outside of Europe, trading more with countries like Australia, Canada and New Zealand, for example. But how easy is it to trade with countries that are much further afield? Emma Vardy has been taking a look.
Some say Brexit could mean big opportunities for Britain to expand its business. And for consumers, in theory, it could mean there'll be new global produce for us to buy at better prices. The think tank Open Europe says, according to its research, at the moment we're not realising the full potential of markets outside the EU.
We found that we're actually under-trading in goods and services with lots of countries that we should be doing more with.
But some experts warn distance makes some trade more difficult.
Well, we can always trade with other countries on the other side of the world, but it's sort of costly and expensive and a bit awkward to do so. So we do have trade with countries like Australia and New Zealand, but nothing like the amount of trade that we have with our neighbours in Europe. You know, being in the same time zone, having goods tied up in ships is bad news.
Before we joined the EU, Britain used to trade more with the Commonwealth.
They're being shipped to Australia to improve the strain of the cattle there, and will come back as better beef for your table than the foreigner can supply.
Some argue that re-establishing these links post-Brexit will be key, and that because the services industry now plays a bigger role, according to Open Europe, distance doesn't have to be a drawback.
You still may have to get on a plane occasionally and go and meet somebody face to face, but a lot of this can now be done online. So digital services are changing the way that companies can trade with across the world.
And that's something being echoed by Trade Secretary Liam Fox.
The real gain for the United Kingdom is to get a global liberalisation in the services sector.
He's already laying some of the groundwork for trading further afield and has told an Australian parliamentary committee the UK wants to rapidly establish a free trade deal with Australia after the UK's exit from the EU. But there are warnings getting deals with countries further afield may be a slower task and deliver less than some may hope for.
I suspect we're not being realistic about how long it will take, and I think we're probably not being realistic about how much extra trade we'll get. Australia is a relatively small economy, and a lot of the trade we already have actually isn't interfered with by trade barriers. So, yeah, great if we can have a trade agreement, but it's not going to change the world.
For all the talk, it's only when the UK really gets down to the business of carving out a new trading position in the world will we find out whether our ambitions can be realised.